Imagine a life where you are guided by clarity and discipline, where every decision is rooted in wisdom and every action contributes to your growth. What if you could follow the principles of a man who was undefeated in battle, not because of brute strength, but because of his mind? Miyamoto Musashi, one of the most legendary samurai in history, left us a gift, a set of 21 rules known as Dokkodo, or the way of walking alone. These are not just rules for warriors, they are rules for life. Today, we're going to explore each of these powerful lessons and show you how to apply them in a world that demands mental toughness, strategic thinking, and inner peace. Musashi wrote Dokkodo in the final days of his life. It's not a guide for swordsmanship, but a guide for living a life of purpose, discipline, and honor. His life was built on self-reliance, a deep understanding of the human condition, and an unshakable code of ethics. Let's dive into each of these 21 rules and see how they can serve as a foundation for mastering your own life. 1. Accept everything just the way it is. Musashi begins with a profound but simple truth. Life doesn't always go the way you want. Challenges, setbacks, and loss are inevitable. Accepting reality as it is, rather than how you wish it to be, is the key to inner peace. When you fight against reality, you create unnecessary suffering. Musashi teaches us to embrace what comes our way with calmness and clarity, because only then can we move forward without being paralyzed by resistance. 2. Do not seek pleasure for its own sake. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded by opportunities for instant gratification. Social media likes, binge watching, unhealthy food, fleeting relationships. Musashi cautions us against chasing these empty pleasures. He knew that a life focused on temporary highs would ultimately lead to dissatisfaction. Instead, seek meaning, purpose, and long-term fulfillment. It's not that you should never experience joy, but rather that your life shouldn't be driven by the pursuit of fleeting pleasures. Strive for depth, not superficiality. 3. Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. We often make decisions based on emotions, impulses, or incomplete understanding. Musashi warns us against this. In life, you need to act with conviction, with full understanding of your situation. Whether it's a career choice, a relationship decision, or a major life move, don't act on half-baked feelings or momentary emotions. Take the time to fully comprehend your circumstances before acting, because true mastery comes from complete commitment, not from hesitation or doubt. 4. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Humility is at the core of this lesson. Musashi believed that those who are too wrapped up in their own importance lose sight of the bigger picture. It's easy to become trapped in our own ego, thinking that the world revolves around us. But Musashi teaches us to focus less on ourselves and more on the world around us. When you think deeply about the world, its challenges, its complexity, and its beauty, you realize your place within it. This mindset fosters humility, curiosity, and a deeper connection with life itself. 5. Be detached from desire your whole life long. Attachment to desires, whether material, emotional, or social, creates suffering. Musashi believed that detachment brings freedom. This doesn't mean you shouldn't have goals or ambitions, but that you shouldn't cling to them with desperation. When you are too attached to a desire, whether it's wealth, status, or love, you become a slave to it. True freedom comes from pursuing your goals without being controlled by them. Live with purpose, but without the chains of attachment. 6. Do not regret what you have done. Regret is a thief of energy and time. Musashi reminds us that what's done is done, and there is no point in dwelling on the past. Regret serves no purpose other than to drain you of the focus and energy you need for the present and the future. Learn from your mistakes, grow from your failures, but don't let regret define you. The warrior spirit accepts responsibility and moves forward. 7. Never be jealous. Jealousy is a destructive emotion, rooted in comparison and insecurity. Musashi understood that each person is on their own path, and comparing yourself to others only leads to frustration. Instead of being jealous of others' success or happiness, focus on your own journey. Celebrate others' victories while working toward your own. Jealousy narrows your focus and weakens your spirit, while self-improvement strengthens it. 8. Never let yourself be saddened by a separation. Whether it's the end of a relationship, the loss of a loved one, or the closing of a chapter in life, Musashi teaches us to accept separation as a natural part of the journey. Clinging to what is no longer there only causes pain. Life is full of changes and transitions. Embrace them with grace. Each separation opens the door to new opportunities and growth. Don't let the end of one thing stop you from embracing the next. 9. Resentment and complaint are appropriate neither for oneself nor others. Complaining and holding on to resentment only weakens you. Musashi was a man of action. He knew that dwelling on grievances was a waste of time. If something is wrong, fix it. If it can't be fixed, move on. Complaining solves nothing and only drains you of the energy needed to take action. Likewise, resentment poisons your soul. Release it and free yourself from the burden of negativity. 10. Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. Musashi wasn't saying to avoid love, but rather not to let your emotions control you. He understood that feelings of love and lust can cloud your judgment, leading you down paths that may not serve your higher purpose. Approach your relationships with clarity and balance. Love deeply, but do not lose yourself in it. Lust and passion are fleeting. Musashi teaches us to seek deeper, more meaningful connections. 11. In all things, have no preferences. This may seem counterintuitive, but Musashi is teaching us the power of flexibility. When you are too attached to one way of doing things, you become rigid and inflexible. In life, circumstances change, and you must adapt. Having no preferences means being open to all possibilities, ready to pivot when necessary. Whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, the ability to adapt is a key to success. 12. Be indifferent to where you live. Musashi lived a life of travel and simplicity. He believed that your inner peace shouldn't be tied to your external environment. You can be at peace anywhere if you cultivate peace within. Whether you live in a mansion or a small apartment, true contentment comes from within, not from your surroundings. Focus on your internal world rather than being overly concerned with where you live. 13. Do not pursue the taste of good food. This isn't about denying yourself enjoyment, but rather not being obsessed with sensory pleasures. Musashi teaches us that overindulgence in food, luxury, or comfort can weaken our discipline. Enjoy the pleasures of life, but don't let them control you. A disciplined mind is one that can enjoy without excess. 14. Do not hold on to possessions you no longer need. Musashi lived a minimalist lifestyle, understanding that possessions can weigh you down. Material things come and go, but your inner strength and character endure. By letting go of what you don't need, you free yourself to focus on what truly matters. Don't let the accumulation of possessions become your goal. Focus instead on the accumulation of wisdom and experience. 15. Do not act following customary beliefs. Musashi was a free thinker, unbound by tradition or societal expectations. He believed that blindly following customs or traditions stifled personal growth and creativity. Challenge the status quo, question assumptions, and seek your own truth. Live authentically, and don't let the expectations of others dictate your path. 16. Do not collect weapons or practice with weapons beyond what is useful. Musashi was a master swordsman, yet he cautioned against becoming obsessed with tools. This lesson applies to any skill or pursuit. Don't get lost in perfecting unnecessary details. Focus on what is practical and effective. In life too, Prioritize what serves your purpose, and don't get distracted by what doesn't. 17. Do not fear death. Musashi faced death countless times and learned to accept it as a natural part of life. Fear of death can paralyze us, but acceptance liberates us. When you stop fearing death, you are free to live fully, with courage and purpose. Death is inevitable, but how you live is within your control. 18. Do not seek to possess either goods or fiefs for your old age. Musashi teaches us not to hoard wealth or possessions for the future. Trust in your ability to adapt and survive. While it's important to be prepared, don't let fear of the future rob you of the present. Live fully today, knowing that you have the strength and resilience to handle whatever comes your way. 19. Respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help. While Musashi believed in spirituality, he also emphasized self-reliance. You can honor higher powers, but don't expect them to solve your problems. You must take responsibility for your own life and actions. Cultivate inner strength and resilience, knowing that the ultimate responsibility for your life lies with you. 20. You may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor. Musashi understood that physical survival is not the ultimate goal. Living with honor and integrity is. There will be times in life when you are tested, when standing by your principles will come at a cost. But Musashi teaches that your honor is worth more than your comfort or safety. Live with courage, and never compromise your values. 21. Never stray from the way. The final lesson is a reminder to stay committed to your path. Musashi lived by a code, and he encourages us to do the same. Whether your way is rooted in Stoicism, Zen, or another philosophy, stay true to it. Life will test you, distractions will come, but your dedication to your principles is what will guide you through the toughest challenges. Master yourself, and you will master your life. Miyamoto Musashi's 21 rules are a timeless guide to living with discipline, honor, and purpose. These lessons transcend time and culture, offering wisdom for anyone seeking to master their mind and spirit. By embracing these principles, you can walk the path of self-reliance, clarity, and inner strength. Remember, true mastery begins not with the sword, but with the mind. Live by these rules, and you will walk the way of the samurai.